Take a moment or so just to wait for the world to come back to this present moment. So close your eyes if you found your space already. Let your hands rest on your knees. Let your eyelids hang heavy on your face. The heaviness of your eyelids allows your cheeks to actually naturally rise. You feel like the apples of your cheeks feel and get a little brighter. So again, your face relaxes, but there's a sensation as the eyelids hang heavy, there's this brightness to the cheeks. It's almost like this natural smile comes to your face. It's a gesture. And it's a gesture where we take a moment of reverence, to be still, a moment of welcoming ourselves to this. Every moment is holy and auspicious. So welcoming ourselves to this auspicious moment. Each time is an opportunity for growth and for healing. And we know as humans we show up with stuff. It's natural. It's because we're choosing to learn what we need to learn in this life. And so however our life sails, if we were floating down a river, the river of life, the river of the universe, the current the universe sets us all upon, whether we were sailing into the sunset, or maybe the boat is hitched to the side, or maybe we see, a formidable challenge. However our life winds, every moment is an opportunity for healing. It's an evolution. We're evolving. It's a choice. What's your evolutionary cycle that you wish to take? And how would you like to take that today? Let's reach our arms towards the sky. Reach up. Do a little side body stretch. So you can exhale to one side, or inhale through center. To the opposite side. We do each side about 2 more times. So reach up, spread your fingers like as wide as they can go, especially your thumb away from the sides of your hands. Especially if you use your phone a lot, your mobile device, right? All that texting or social mediaing. Now put a thumb, reach your hands up towards the sky. Last time, reach up, open your throat. Imagine that you're just reaching towards the sun and the sun's in your hands, and you can just pull the sun down through the crown of your head. It's like anointing. It's this wisdom. We don't even need to know what it tells us. It just infiltrates the mind. We can bring our hands to the front of our face like a face cloth. Down our face, that soft face, those cheeks so bright, into our throat. Feel it gliding into our throat and into our immune system, our thymus, into our heart, pressing it deeply into your heart center, and see in your mind's eyes as you press it, the sunlight like streams through all your vessels, all your veins, your bloodstream. It's like rivers within you, rivers of light to the tips of your toes and fingers and nose, eyelashes and hair. This light streams forth, infinitely. So what is that which you wish to gift yourself today? Take a moment here to ponder. No hurry, no rush. When you feel set, you can just bow your chin to your chest and offer that. And just in the space, recognize inside of you what's those things that show up for you to learn. So we're going to move through that hip, flowy, emotional area. So sometimes it activates emotions. So if we can use this practice for healing, be honest with yourself, what stands sometimes, what emotion stands in your way? What's that one that jumps to mind? If you could literally, the words are like unplug it from your system, like get it out, like wherever it's vibrating in your cellular body. And we could take this practice and breathe deeply, move our body, maybe glow and sweat just a little to purify mind, body, and soul. So this emotion, whatever it's in us, in our emotional body, through our practice, we can start to release it and surrender into the experience of learning from it. So recognize in yourself what it is that you wish to work with, if you will. And release your hands down. If you're seated on something, just move that out the way. We're going to come laying on our back with the knees first bent. Tuck your tailbone a little bit underneath you, like really round your spine down, round your body down. And as you lengthen your body out on the mat, like wiggle your body. I like to do this like shimmering thing, I call it. You're trying to make your spine longer, and then get your head down. You can use your hands at the back of your neck, lift up your head, kind of comb your hair forward. Find your thumbs right at those little bones on the base of your skull. Give them a little rub. And then there's like a little divots down there. You're going to stick your fingers in there and give them a little rub. And then gently stretch your chin to your chest with your hands. And as softly you're going to unroll the head. The hands are assisting this process. Your neck is getting longer. Roll it out. And then you can let everything go. Then pull the knees gently into your chest and rock side to side. You can interlace your fingers over your knees. So there's this idea of pulling the knees to the chest, but at the same time, trying to keep your spine as flat as possible, including, maybe the sacrum softly, but at the edge of it's going to round up. We want to stretch that lower part of our spine. We're just rocking side to side. It's also very soothing. Start to find your breath. Let's take on that ujjayi breath, that breath with sound, that ocean breath. And you can find it both on the inhale and the exhale. I just say there's an awareness through the back of your throat. It's like fogging up that mirror. You can do it with your mouth open too. And mouth closed. Both inhale too. Exhale. We do a couple more breaths like this, just rocking side to side. Keep the body rocking. It also gets to be like a little bit of a core exercise. Because you're like, okay, I'm going to rock to that side and not fall over. And then slow down the rocking until you come all the way to center. Keep pulling the knees to your chest. And hands slide behind your legs. And you can inhale, straighten your legs and flex your feet. Then exhale, pull the knees into your chest. Then inhale, you're going to straighten the legs, flex your feet. Exhale, bend the knees into the chest. We do that a couple of times. We're just warming up. Strengthening, lengthening. Remember to flex your feet. And try to keep your feet right over your hips. Next time you lengthen your legs up, bring your arms to a T. Keep the back of your neck nice and flat to the mat. Inhale here. We're going to exhale, come a little bit towards the right. And you're going to stay like you're like at 1 o'clock. Squeeze your inner legs together. Then come through center and then to the opposite side. And then back to center. And then opposite side. So center, opposites. Each side 2 more times. Maybe coming a little lower if you can. We don't want to strain the spine too much yet. We're just warming up through this, pelvic, abdominal, waistline. The next time you come through center, straighten your legs, bring your hands and walk them all the way up your legs. maybe towards your ankles. Look at your feet flexing. Remember we did all this feet work and leg work, so look at your feet. Spread the toes wide open as if you're trying to place footprints on the sky. Your inner ankles are pressing towards each other. You're pulling your legs and your quadriceps are engaged. Keep your spine flat to the mat so your legs won't come all the way towards you. Let's take 2 or 3 more deep breaths here. And then reach your arms over your head. Keep the feet coming towards your face. And see if you can lift your lower spine off the mat. Now we're going to exhale, we're going to roll, coming all the way forward. You can use your hands here to bring yourself up to a malasana. But we're going to do that again. We're going to roll back. Make the feet like this. And then roll up to a malasana. So you can use your hands. You roll back. We'll do it a couple of times. So there's a little bit of core too in this, coming forward. And we're massaging out the whole lower spine too. Let's do a few more. And then that's coming up into Malasana. Let your tailbone melt down. Let's do one more. And then we come to Malasana, we're going to stay. Stay in your Malasana. Bring the hands to the front of your chest, palms together, elbows pressing into your knees. See if you can lift your chest. If you need to put a blanket underneath your heels or a block under your bottom, that works too. Find your feet. Remember your feet, your toes. Everything starts from this foundation up. Lift and spread the toes. Make them nice and wide. For your inner arches, lift them up. Your heels, press them down the balls of the feet. Press each pad of your toe down as if you're clawing the mat. Find your inner heels, inner ankles, squeeze it towards the midline. Your inner legs, squeeze. Your tailbone, you find it tucking underneath you. There's a broadening through your lower spine. This is also so good for grounding. It's so good for your elimination system. Find your mula bandha. Let's take 2 more. Keep squeezing your knees towards the inside, your elbows into your knees. And then hands down towards the ground and listen carefully. We're going to inhale, straighten the legs and come up on the balls of the feet. Keep the heels lifted. Exhale, bend your knees and you bring your hips down towards the mat. So we do these like what they call frogs. So inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Keep your heels lifted. Exhale, bend. We've done these before. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. The best way to warm up your legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. We're not going to worry about how many we've done. We're going to just keep going. And we'll see where we get. So it's a little bit challenging. So this is good because it brings to mind the emotions that you are challenged by. And sometimes we give up. Maybe we persevere. Maybe we disconnect. So see if you can go a little bit longer than you think that you need to go. So if you feel like stopping, do 2 more. If you think you can go longer, go longer. Do a couple more. There's no particular count. We're going on feel. So let's do 5 more from where we are right now. Even if you stopped, see if you can do a little more. Next one, squat and bring your heels down. So you're in Malasana. Hands to the place of your heart. Close your eyes. Now for my feet, we're going to stand straight up. So press into your feet, stand straight up, hands towards the sky. Exhale, turn your toes in so they're parallel. Exhale, hands to the heart center, but bend your knees and put your bottom back. Then inhale, straighten the legs, reach up. Exhale, sit back, press into your heels like squats, chair pose. Reach up. Close your eyes. Find your breath. Press into your feet, reach up. Couple more. Just with your breath. We're not working out, we're not doing anything. We're just warming up. We're warming up our joints, in fact. Use your feet on the ground to straighten the legs. Eyes are closed if possible. Let's do 2 more. One more, sit down into your squat. Stay here. Take your left elbow, right knee. We're going to take a little prayer twist. Press the outer knee into your outer elbow. Lengthen your bottom back. Keep your knees bent. Smile because it feels good. One more. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, come to center. Reach up. And then opposite side, elbow comes across the body. Press the elbow into the knee, knee to elbow. Lengthen. Twist. Use your breath. 2 more. 1 more. Inhale, this time straighten the legs. Hook your thumbs. Pull the elbows out to the side, a little back bend. Inhale, arms up, reach up, release the hands. Exhale, hands slide down. Anoint the crown of your head. Your third eye. Your lips. Your heart. Stand nice and tall. Find your feet. Feel your rootedness. The streams of light that pulsate through the soles of your feet, your toes, your balls, your feet, your heels, your arches, into the earth, grounding you. And you can see this, you can feel this, like a reception. She receives you, and in this reception you feel this love that bounds into you. Breathe into that space. Around you is that Garden of Eden, everything we need. The path before us, perfectly laid out. So we say, open your eyes, open your heart. Come stand at the front edge of your mat. If you've got any blocks in the way or anything on your mat that needs to be moved out, just move it out the way. Place the hands at the center of your heart. Atma Anjali. Bend your knees softly. Press your bottom back. I want your tailbone to gently tuck under you. Hands to the place of the heart. Spread your elbows wide. Press into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Fold forward, hinge at the hips. You can bend your knees on the way down. Soften your groins back. Your sit bones move back in space behind you. Hands to the earth and round your spine in. Inhale, I'm going to unround the spine, come halfway up. And hands flat, step to a high plank. Inhale here, stay here. Press the hands away from you. And then slowly lift your hips high towards the sky, downward facing dog. Crown of the head melts towards the mat. Stay here. Inhaling. Exhale, inhale to a higher plank again. Bring your weight lightly forward. And then press into your hands, lift your hips high towards the sky. Stay high on the balls of your feet. Down dog, and then heels to the mat. Again, inhale, come high to a high plank. Stay here, take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Then press into your hands. You're going to lift from your hips high to the sky. Come high on the balls of your feet. And then when you exhale, heels come down. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale to the balls of the feet and press your weight forward. Stay here. Take a breath. Open your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Your hips should be the lightest part of your body. Really reach up through your sacrum towards the sky as you come down dog and heels to the mat. One more time to the balls of the feet, pressing the body forward. Take your time here as you bring your shoulders right over the wrists. Spread your fingers wide open, heart softens, and then press into your hands. Lighten your hips. And then heels to the mat, find down dog here. Close your eyes, breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly walk your hands towards your feet. Your feet are hip distance apart. And then bend your hips back. Inhale, arms up, Utkatasana, find chair pose here. Exhale, right hand back, left hand forward, twist through the spine. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, arms up, keep the knees bent. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Really twist that right hand forward, left hand back, stretch. Inhale, arms up. Opposite side, so left hand forward, right hand back. Twist through the spine. Inhale, hands up. Opposite side, keep those knees bent. This time, inhale through center, straighten the legs. Exhale, swan dive down, heart leads, head to the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Then slowly walk your hands forward, down dog. Find your comfortable down dog. Press your left heel into the mat, right leg reaches up. Exhale, knee to nose, if you can touch. Press your heart away from the ground. We do that again, we're going to inhale, leg back up. Exhale, knee to nose, if you can touch. All abdominal work here. One more time. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, if you can touch. Lift your head, step this foot lightly forward, back knee to the mat. Inhale, arms up, Anjaneyasana. Stay here for a moment. Press into your front foot. Press into your back knee. Stay here and breathe. Inhale, lifting through the chin and the chest. Inhale. Exhale, then swan dive your heart and hands to the mat. And you're going to straighten this front leg, so Ardha Hanumanasana. You want to keep this flex through your foot. You're going to breathe in deeply. And breathe out. Let's do one more. And think about pulling the side of this hip right back, not out to the side. We'll do one more. We'll press through the sole of your foot. Then bend into this front knee. Keep your back toes tucked under. Lift up the back knee. So in a low lunge here. This is the best way to find your hips. Look at your foot. See if you can make the outer edge of your foot parallel to the side of your mat. Then press into your heel, into the ball of the foot. Lift and spread your toes, switch that baby toe. Bring them all the way down. Pull this front hip back. You can even hook your thumb into the crease here and pull it back. Left hand, just make it lighter. Back leg is nice and strong. Stay here and breathe. You can bring your arms up. And now we're going to bring the arms all the way up. Oopsie daisy. Find this very long and low crescent lunge. So your back leg is a little bit further than normal. This front thigh is really parallel to the earth. Stay here and breathe. You're going to inhale here. And then exhale, gently bring your back knee down to the mat. You can bend your elbows here, which feels good. Then inhale, straighten the back leg. And bend the back knee, bend the elbows. Straighten, we'll do two more. Bend and touch. Inhale, straighten. One more time, bend and touch. Inhale, straighten. We're going to open up warrior two. So your front thigh and your front hip should be a little bit warm. We're going to inhale, straighten the front leg. We're going to exhale, bend into the front leg, warrior two. We're going to inhale, straighten. We're going to exhale, bend. Each time it's trying to get the knee and the hip at the same line. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. You can make your warrior two even a little bit longer. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend into your front knee. Take a reverse warrior two. Keep this front knee bent. You can bend your top elbow, place a hand behind your head. Reach your chin towards the sky. Open your throat, your chest. Breathe in here deeply. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Reach your body forward. And then hands down towards the mat. Step to a high plank. Feel your hips to see how they feel compared to each other. Then roll over your toes. Drip your hips down so nice, like high cobra. Feel the front of your left or right hip compared to your left. We're going to roll into the right-sided body. And then take your top leg, your left leg, you're going to bend the knee, bring the foot flat to the mat in front of you. So we should get a nice stretch through the top of this right hip. It should feel nice. We've been working on that right thigh. If you need to bend your bottom knee a little, you can do so, whatever feels right. You just want to focus on that top hip here. It's a good time to close your eyes. Connect to your breath, your breathing. Making sure we're doing those deep diaphragmatic breaths. We're really coming from the navel, feeling that expansion. Let's do 2 more. We're going to take this left hand back down towards the mat. Find yourself in a high plank. And then from the ground, you're going to press into your hands, come behind the balls of the feet. Down dog, and then heels to the mat. Let the crown of your head drip towards the mat. Just micro bend your elbows lightly out to the side. Soften your neck. Soften the space between your shoulders. See if you can press your hands into the ground, lift your hips higher. Now press your right foot down as you lift the left leg up straight. Exhale, knee to nose, see if you can touch. Extend back. And then knee to nose, see if you can touch. Pull the thigh to your chest. Use this as a little abdominal workout. One more time. Knee to nose. We have to keep the hips really high so you can step this foot forward. Bringing the back knee down towards the mat. Lift your head. Inhale, arms up. Anjaneyanasana. So this pose is so easy and sweet and loving to do. Press into your front heel, pull this front hip back, left hip forward. Right hip forward, this front hip's coming back. So you're scissoring your hips, press into your front leg. Reach your arms up, really reach your fingers, lift your chin, your chest. Breathe in here. Let's do 2 more. And float the hands down towards the mat and straighten the front leg. So Ardha Hanumanasana, this half hamstring split. Pull this outer hip back. I have a tendency to stick the bottom out to the side. And that doesn't help. Maybe it causes some other issues. So stretch through the back of your leg. Take 1 more deep breath. Then bend into the front knee and lift up the back knee here. Find that alignment. Look at your foot. The outer edge of the foot to the side of the mat. Look at your toes, lift and spread them. You can even manually take them. Ding, 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 ding. Find your inner arch, pull it up. You're going to keep this knee right over this ankle bone, this back leg. That's strong. If you want, you can bring your thumb to the crease of that left hip. Pull it back. Think about sit bones coming towards each other. And maybe float your hands. Reach them forward. Find your balance. And then slowly you're going to come up. And it's a little bit longer than we normally do. Now we're going to bend the elbows, bring the knee down. Straighten. Knee down. Bend your elbows. Open the heart. Reach up. Again. Keep reaching. Surrendering. 2 more. 1 more. And then come back up. Open up, warrior 2. And we take this little reprieve. We're going to straighten the front leg, bring the arms up. Exhale. Inhale. You can watch your alignment here as you bend into that knee. Make sure your knee goes over that second toe. It's 1 line. All the way to your hip bone here. Isha may be coming a little bit deeper, a little bit wider than before. One more. Bend into your front knee, reach your fingertips far, further back, further forward. Close your eyes for a moment here. Soften your jaw. Then reach forward and then spiral the hand down towards the mat. Find that high plank. And then we're going to roll onto this left side. You bring the right foot, so it's about halfway between your foot and your hip. It's a great place to find your breath. Keep that bottom leg activated, the outer part of your hip, the outer part of your ankle. Be mindful of your knee, so softly micro bend to the knee, or even bend deeper if you need to. Find that top of your hip here. Breathe deeply into it. Let's do 2 more. Deep breaths. Soften your jaw, that smile that was naturally on your face. Remember the cheeks, the apples of your cheeks, shining bright, like light shines through them. Let's do 2, 1 more. And then find your hands on the ground. Press into your foot, find yourself back high plank. And then roll over your toes, find yourself in a nice high cobra. You can sway the body side to side. Bring your big toes to touch, bring your hips to your heels and round your spine. Bring your hips to your heels, tuck your tailbone underneath you. And then slowly you're going to walk yourself all the way up. You're going to take a moment here, bringing the big toes to touch and make the knees go a little bit wider. If you have your blanket, a blanket normally works well, or a block, you place the blanket like underneath your bottom like this. If the blanket's too low, because you can't sit on the ground, you always place a block underneath your sit bones too, but your big toes are going to touch. If you can, you're going to stand in front of your feet, so the block or the blanket would be on the front of your feet, and you're going to tuck your tailbone underneath you. So this is Mandukasana, like frog pose. Find your feet on the ground. You want to press the tops of the feet. If you have a Manduka mat, that's the symbol of a frog. Bring your hands down just onto these little points, like above your knees here, palms down. Connect with your breath and your breathing. We're going to do bellows breaths. You're going to breathe in through your nose and then out through your nose. The breath will be like almost forceful in and forceful out with determination. As you breathe in, your navel's going to go out. As you breathe in, the navel's going to go out. As you breathe out, the navel's going to come in. So wherever you're on your breath cycle, if you started, keep going. Otherwise, wherever you're on your breath cycle, press your breath out first. And take a 3/4 breath in. And then bellows breath. Soften out the edges of your breath, but keep breathing. Slow it down. And stop the breath. Press all the breath out. Turn your palms up on your legs and just slide the hands so they maybe a couple of inches away from the groins, and the palms up, and the elbows are hanging right next to the sides of the body. Eyes are closed. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly open your eyes. You're going to come forward, tuck your toes under, and then see if you can sail your hips back so you're in Malasana again. So we're in that squat. Hands at the place of the heart again. You bring the fingertips down. We're going to inhale. We're going to straighten the legs. We're going to come to the balls of the feet. Turn your feet so they're parallel. Lift the body up. And then slowly exhale the heels down towards the mat. Stand on your right leg. Take the left leg up. So we're in like a warrior 3. If you have your blocks, You can place the blocks on the mat. I'm going to turn this top hip down and this right hip, press it back. Then we're going to inhale, we're going to come to the ball of the right foot. And then heel down. The lifted leg, you want to keep it lifted. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. Exhale down. Now we're going to take this top leg. We're going to exhale. We're going to bend the standing leg. And we're going to bring this knee to the calf muscle and bow in. Then inhale, extend. Then exhale, bow in, bend the front knee, bend the back knee so you can touch the calf muscle, bow in. Let's do that 2 more times. Bend, reach, bend, reach, bend, and then reach. Stay here. Take this lifted leg, you're going to float it to the back edge of your mat. Bring the knee softly down towards the mat. You're going to heel toe your right foot to the middle of the mat. Bring your arms wide, then let the knee softly going to bow to the side. So people like to call this like a turbo pigeon. You keep your back knee on the mat and your back toes tucked under, and you're going to sway your hips side to side. This front leg, now this is like super essential. I need you to listen. This inside of this leg, look at it. Look at your ankle. If there's any wrinkles in the bottom of your ankle, like little half smiles, you need to press your heel more down towards the mat so the whole inside of your leg, including your ankle, is straight, no bends. It's essential because otherwise you'll hurt your knee. You want to keep that heel, even the inside part of your heel, pressing down into the mat. Then sway your hips side to side. Then open your mouth and stick out your tongue. Make your mouth as big as possible. Breathe in through your mouth. And then yawn out. And then stay here. And then we're going to slowly heel toe this foot all the way across the mat towards the left side. This is where a block or a blanket comes in. You're going to place the block or the blanket underneath your hip. But we're not going down to pigeon, so we're going to stay here. So it's a lot more work in this front shin. You want to press into your front shin and you want to flex your foot. Remember, no wrinkles in the ankle. You're going to keep your body elevated. If you have your blocks here, you can place your blocks next to you to lift the body up. Whatever feels right. We're going to elevate the hips. So we're going to inhale, press into the front shin, lift the hips, and down. You can bring your hands on your hips too. Inhale up and down. So you feel this like it's almost like a lift. Inhale, your body rises. Exhale, the body comes down. There's a lot of work going on in this hip. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. And then see if you can lift your arms up. Stay here. Use your back leg. Press the top of the foot into the mat. Keep your body lifted. Then exhale your hands down. Listen carefully. Press your hands into the mat. Pull the right knee into your chest. And then step the right foot forward. Lift up the back leg. And then exhale this leg down towards the mat. We're going to bend the knees. We're going to inhale, come up. And then lift up your right knee and then flex the foot. Bring that ankle across your left knee. And then we're going to bow into a little bit of balancing here. So if you can bring our chest to our shin. Maybe we can wrap our hands, maybe tips of the fingers on the mat. Hands at the heart. Stay here. A nice stretch to this hip that we just worked out. And slowly straighten your standing leg and bring your right foot next to that left foot. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, you're going to fold in. Inhale, come halfway up. This time the left leg stays where it is, right leg reaches up. Stay here and breathe. I'm going to inhale to the ball of the left foot and heel down. Ball of the foot, heel down, ball of the foot, heel down. Remember, keep your lifted leg lifted. Next time up. And heel down. Now we're going to bring this right knee to the back of the left leg. Bow in. Reach. Bow in. Reach. Bow in and bend and squeeze. Reach. One more time. Bow in and reach. Lift your head. Now we're going to float this lifted leg to the back edge of the mat. Bring that knee softly down. Widen your hands and heel toe this left foot to the center line of your mat. Again, this is so important. Look at your heel. No creases in it. You're trying to keep this heel down to the mat. It's like if it was a tree, you cut it off here by the roots. So this whole thing has to fall as one. And keep your back toes tucked under. And if it feels good, you just wave your body gently side to side. But the essential piece is your jaw relaxing. And this ankle bone. I always like to say knees don't come cheap. We're gifted 2 knees when we arrive. They may not be exact pairs, but we're gifted 2 knees. So you want to take care of them, especially our joints. So all these practices, it's about taking care. Now we're going to heel toe this foot all the way across. Oh, we can also, before we do that, let's do that. Heel toe the foot across. And then we're going to find a space. And if you need a block under your bottom, you're going to do that. If you don't need it there, you take it out the way, or you put your block or blocks next to you. And we're going to use your front shin. The same applies to this front shin. You want this straight line. And each hip's going to feel different because we're locked into different plays in our life. We hold on to different things on different days. Press into your front shin. You're going to lift the body up and then down. So this reaching up and down and up and down and up and down. A couple more times. Maybe the last 1 or 2. Arms up. Reach up, press into your front shin. You should feel that muscles working for you. And hands down towards the mat. Tuck your back toes under. Lift this left knee into your left elbow, and then step that foot forward. We're going to press into that foot. We're going to lift up the right leg, and then bring that foot down towards the mat. You're going to bend the knees. We're going to press into our feet. We're going to rise up. We're going to pull this left knee into the chest. You're going to flex the foot. You're going to bring that ankle over the knee. Keep bending into your knees and you float your body down towards that shin. Full of wobbles today on the side. Maybe fingertips to the mat or hands at the place of the heart. Whatever feels right. Breathe here deeply. Soften your jaw. Open your mouth. Stick out your tongue. You can play with the depth of your standing leg, that knee. It's like a lever of intensity. See how much you need to stretch that open. And then slowly strain the standing leg, float your left leg down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold in, and then heel to your feet so they're hip distance apart. If you need a block for Malasana, place it where your bottom is. You're going to reach your hips down towards the mat. Hands at the place of the heart. Soft smile on the lips. Let's do a couple of those frog poses. So fingertips on the ground. We're going to inhale, lift our hips. Exhale, hips down. We're going to get a little deeper. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. A couple more. We want to do too many. And then come back to your squat. Close your eyes. Hands at the place of your heart. And hands behind you. So if you can lift yourself up just for a moment, little core exercise here. And then bring your hips down towards the mat. Keep the knees bent. You're going to bring your right leg up and then that ankle over the left knee. So you're in a figure four. Again, look at the ankle. You don't want any creases in the ankle. Flex the foot. Use your hands to lift your chest. You can walk your hands towards you too, lifting your body even more so. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you want to, you can bring your hips even closer. Keep your foot flexed. Now you can start to move it like a baby in a hammock and it's swaying in the wind. Inhaling. Exhaling. Do two more. And then you're going to move your hips back a little. Keep this left knee bent. Listen carefully. Take this right foot in your hand. You're going to take your ball with your right hand and your heel with your left. Or you can actually place your left hand behind you like this. And we're going to try and bring this right knee down to the mat. So as if we're trying to do like happy baby, but half of it. We're trying to bring the knee down. And use your left hand to allow you to come a little bit closer to the mat. So we're trying to, and we see this 90-degree angle. We want to keep that 90-degree angle. If you use your hand on your foot, keeps your foot in integrity, in that straight line which you want. Next time you bring the knee down, just lengthen out your left leg and come all the way down, half happy baby. Stay here. One hand now on the ball of the foot, one hand on the heel. Keep this a 90-degree angle. You want to soften your jaw and you want to soften your outer hip. You're going to inhale, press the foot into the hand. And as we exhale, we can even roll over a little and let the knee come down. We do that a couple more times. We're going to press. And then we can bring the knee down. Just a sensation. Next time you press the knee down, just keep it there. Let your body rest. Do a little sit-up. And you take this right shin across your body and you're going to see if you can get the foot into your elbow. You wrap this other elbow around. You do this little sit-up here. If you bring your head down, you may have to put a pillow, like a block behind you, otherwise your chin will be up in the air. However you want to do it, head up or down on a block. Keep the foot flexed. No, don't eat the bush. Let's do two more. If your block's behind your head, you want to move that out the way. Bring your head down. Again, we're going to do that little figure of four. Again, you can do a little sit up and see if you can bring your hands around your shin. And then bring your left foot down, extend your right leg straight up towards the sky. Give it a nice stretch. And then bring your left leg to meet your right leg. And then again, we're going to just bring the body all the way up into that malasana. Use your hands to peel your body up. And then bring your bottom down towards the mat. Move it away from the bushy. Sit there. And we're going to bring this left ankle over the right knee. Again, you're going to flex your foot. First, use your hands behind you. You can wiggle the hips softly side to side. Or you can use your hands to lift your chest a little higher. You can also start to move your hips closer towards your heel. Keep the foot flexed. And again, no wrinkles in the ankle. Come here, puppies. Now we're going to move the hips back. And we're going to take this left hip The right hand's going to be behind you. You're going to lean back into it, then you bring your left hand onto the ball of the foot, and then a 90-degree angle. You press it down and back. Maybe even come all the way down. You're trying to get it all the way down. And here's a good place to just soften your jaw, smile a little. The next time you bring it all the way down, and then you reach with your right hand onto the heel, and then again press the knee down towards the mat. You can actually rock onto that whole left side to bring the knee all the way down, and then press back up and down, back up and down. You do that a couple more times. Up and down, and then up and then down. Hold it down there. Soften your jaw. Even stretch open your jaw. Then we're going to bring the shin across the body, and you can automatically do a little sit up here. See if you can bring that arm over the leg and around the knee. You can use your block behind you as a little pillow. And here, if you want to, it's like a little baby, you can rock it side to side too. Make sure your foot is flexed, there's no creases in your ankle. And now you can bring your head down, just move your block out the way if you're using it as a pillow. Pull that other knee into your chest. And again, you can do a little sit up here. You can flex your right foot. Really pull that deeply in, you'll find that deep hip stretch. And bring your head down towards the mat. Bring both knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Then extend your legs straight up towards the sky, flex your feet. Walk your hands up a little higher so you can grab with close to your ankles. Keep your lower spine on the mat. And now we're going to rock back up this time, but this time, if you got your cushion or your pillow to sit on, you can do that. So we're going to do a practice of Padmasana. Padmasana is a lotus pose. So all seated poses are generally the baseline of yoga. And the first or second sutra, if you will, is Chitta Vritti Nirodha, about seizing the fluctuations of the mind. So we've been working on opening the hips. So you can take your right foot and do this little thing that we did here, where we press the knee back. And then you take your hand underneath the calf muscle, and you're going to wring the calf muscle forward, and then bring this foot on top of your hip. Now, obviously, if you can't do that, don't do that. You can also bring your foot onto the top of your knee. If you have a little bit of a half Padmasana, you can do that. But what we're doing is you can either put the leg there. Also, you can also bring something like, bring it under your ankle. If you can't get it up on your knee too, you can also have it just parallel to the front edge of the mat. We're trying to create this space in the hip. So eventually, when we bring that foot in, we're taking care of the knee here. It's like the biggest thing that gets injured is yogi's knees when you're doing like a lotus or a knee kind of hip opening practice, because it goes through this joint here. Now, if you can only do one side, that's good. If you have the other side, you bring your legs in, and then you squeeze everything towards the midline. Sometimes, like in the beginning, you'll find like a little bit of pressure in the shin bones, and you're trying to get the tops of the feet eventually up towards the sky. Bring the back of the hands and the knees in. We're just going to take Gyan Mudra, tip of the thumb to the index finger, elbows are softly bent, eyes are closed, but the gaze is going to be right through the crown of your head. You're going to press your sit bones down into the earth. You're going to inhale. You're going to exhale. Long, slow, deep breathing. Gaze is through the crown of the head. Shambhavi Mudra. Just connecting with that crown chakra energy. Connecting with source. Tip of the tongue rested in your mouth. Just feel your body, feel your breath. Feel the back of your throat open to receive the breath. The breathing is natural. It's your innate rhythm. It's your personal pranava, the sound of your breath. Soul signature, if you will. If the eyes are feeling strained a little, just soften the gaze. Feel the back teeth as they part, even though the lips are touching. It's an allowance. Remembering breath. Breath is life. It's a gift we can give ourselves every day to consciously breathe. Without this breath, there would be no life. So honor your breath with every breath. Your breath is that sacred connection to Source. You are resourced. You are sourced every day. Let's do 2 or 3 more deep breaths. Just finding your space. So to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe you have your feet, you can assist your feet. Especially if you haven't sat in lotus for a while. It may feel a little daunting on the ankles. You can do some ankle twirls. Both sides. Also just stretch out one leg and the knees, squeeze them. And then if you're seated on a cushion, you can place the cushion where your knees would be, or your blanket. You can even make it into like a little tiny bolster. And then sit nice and tall with your arms up, make your body nice and long. Squeeze your inner ankles together, flex your feet. You're going to bring your body all the way down to the earth. Just taking your time here. Draw your navel into your lower spine. Remember, there's no rush here. Flex your feet. All the way down. As the shoulders unravel to the mat, take your arms up and over your head and towards the space above your head, all the way to the ground, and then reach to your fingers and reach to your feet and your heels and spread your toes wide open. Inhale. Then exhale, just soften. Again, inhale, you're going to stretch. Wiggle your spine. Exhale, just soften for a moment. Let's do one more inhale. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, bring your arms down like what's those snow angels? Hands resting to the sides of your body. Let your feet go. Breathing deeply. Breathe out fully. Allow yourself just to rest now. Being quiet and still. Allow that stillness and that quiet to be a warm blanket. A warm blanket that melts over you. wholeness. Moments of holiness happen when we experience moments of wholeness with ourselves. The root word of integrity means the quality of being complete or unbroken or wholeness. When are we whole? What does the word mean to you? For me, it is not about my body, but a sense of who I am. It is about my essence. Regardless of how many body parts may be missing, or the condition of those present, my wholeness is about my integrity as a human being. It is about my ability to love and be honest, my willingness to feel and even suffer. It is about my being real to all those with whom I have relationships, and being willing to look at the aspects of myself that I do not feel comfortable with. To be whole is to be complete. To be complete is not just about our physical parts, but about being a complete human being, one who fulfills his or her part in the nature of life. So just for today, what makes you feel whole? What makes you feel complete? So, discovering your breath, your breathing, find your toes, your fingers, your nose. Gently inviting some movement, moving the fingers, wiggling out the toes and the ankles and the nose. Allow your breath to deepen. Feel the wholeness of your breath, the completeness of each inhale, each exhale. Gently start to reach your arms over your head. Stretch out your body. Make it as long as possible. And then gently roll to one side, rolling your body into a tiny ball. And take a moment here, seeing how the practice activated, ignited, released, surrendered. Anything that was needing to be released, surrendered. Just noticing the body where it feels, how it feels. A wholeness, a completeness, your holiness. And gently bringing your hands to the earth. You're going to press yourself all the way back up, finding a comfortable seat. We'll place our hands together at the place of our heart, Atma Anjali. Notice your breath, discover your breath, feel your breath. The next exhale, press all your breath out. And let's inhale as one. Exhale, chin to chest, offering gratitude for all things that life offers us. In all ways, may our hearts always be filled with gratitude. Allow that gratitude to be a fountain that fills the streets, the plains, the meadows, the oceans, this world. Float your thumbs to the place of your third eye, honoring that space of inner guidance, your intuition. And the light within me bows an infant light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm going to take us a card for our practice. Find my little cushion to sit on. I already pulled out one card. It said summer solstice on it. And it says radiance. So I was curious about that. See what else comes up for us. You know, it's also very fiery. It's the color of fire. I think we've been seeing those pictures going around on social media. And it's the same color of a lot of those pictures of the fires that we're seeing. So there's this heatedness. And it seems excess, like the bitterness is in excess. And we've been in this dilemma for actually a long time. And Source told me today, showed me today actually, I should say, showed me today. This thing, you know, we're in time of this beckoning of the divine feminine. She is willing and wanting. And so it's, when we give our attention to things, this came up yesterday, when we give our attention to things that of this old paradigm, that the fear, the worry, that's what we see in the world. But if we take our attention away from that and give our attention to that which is needed to shine the light upon, like today I looked at the astrology, the sun shines its light, it's in Virgo, on Neptune in Pisces. So this morning I woke up with a lot of emotional energy. I was trying to figure out what that was. A lot of emotional energy. A lot of us are feeling that. This practice today is to release that, what's in our physical form, our emotional body, our spiritual body. So today also being kind to ourselves is essential. Close your eyes for a moment, Jim. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to breathe out. That's so interesting. It's almost like the strangest synchronicity, because it says winter solstice. So between summer and winter says reflection, and it is. So it's this ice blue. So it's this polar opposite of the energies, one's fiery, one's cold. But it says, you know, it's what we want to focus on. Radiance. It's about radiant reflection, if you will. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world, whether it's hot and fiery, whether it's ice cold. This is the world too, the polar opposites. This is also the divine masculine in his healthy state is radiant. This divine feminine in her healthy state is reflective. I have a thing that I will be sharing soon. Be like a group healing experience, not teaching, but it'll be like a 4-week, actually it's an 8-week, and there's something more, but it's about healing the divine masculine within and healing the divine feminine within. And we'll go through each one. Like the masculine will be 4 weeks and the feminine will be 4 weeks. And it's based on this very ancient healing modality. But it's exactly this piece, it's finding this balance. A couple of years back, a woman asked me, her whole energy is driven towards ascension. She's like besotted with the idea of ascension, and all she wants to know is how to ascend, which is fantastic, right? But then she asked me during an Akashic Record reading about why is there evil in the world? And I had to wait for guidance to come through, and the guidance showed the imbalance of the masculine and the feminine. Showed it in the symbol of the yin-yang, where it was that the yang was on top and the yin was at the bottom. We typically see it in balance together in harmony that way. And I had to wait again for guidance to understand what it was telling me. And it was like this, like this 4D, orb I was witnessing. And it was saying the masculine was so so enraged and so out of balance that what we see as evil was actually it's hard to explain because it wasn't given to me in words, But it's because if what was causing the imbalance, if you will, was this overpowering, mighty male energy that we have in the world, this patriarchal society. And what was dark had fallen so dark. But if we brought this into balance, what would seem dark and evil would start to see, like they always say, within the shadow is the gift. The same as the Black Moon or Lilith is depicted as evil. But it's this dormant side of ourselves that's needing this, inside of us, we're needing to be found in this quality of meeting each other. It doesn't matter opposite ends of the scale. This is the world too. It's like winter and summer. It's like opposite ends of the scale, but meeting each other to find that balance. And from balance, we create harmony. This is a natural cycle in the world too. The winter and summer solstice, this is actually, man doesn't have any control over this cycle. That's also this showing this natural state of being. This is round and it's like voluptuous. It's very like feminine too, this radiance. This winter, this cold, it's also lots of lines. It's like trees and ice and reflection of that. So it has also like a masculine aspect to it. So it's within both of these we're finding the harmony. So it's just really like profoundly interesting and amazing. So hopefully all of that made some sense to you. So from my heart to yours, may you always be blessed. Namaste. I adore you.